Nurse Fatima, what's your take on this?
I also have a question, first of all, is there are no miracles for or cures like suddenly appear and will cure the coronavirus. And lately we've been hearing on TV that in Vietnam, all of a sudden there was a miracle that people entered the hospital in one day, and after 3 days, like there was more than 100 that were cured.
Can we believe that, though?
I don't believe. That's why I was asking him about it before.
He's our expert, definitely.
He's our expert, exactly. And I want him to answer.
Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of viruses, so going back to the first point that I made, a lot of people say that if you live in a hot country, right, you'll be fine because the virus will die.
That's what Donald Trump thinks.
Well, the word that comes to mind, I wouldn't want to say in public.
Dr. Donald Trump. I wouldn't like to turn up and find him at the GP desk.
The first thing is viruses are not alive to die in the first place. So some research I was reading a couple of years ago, one of the fears they have as part of climate change is there are a lot of viruses that are under ice at the moment. They're in an animated state. So once the ice melts, those viruses will be released and our bodies are not immune to those viruses. So viruses don't die because of hot weather. They do not die because of cold weather either, because they are not alive to die in the first place. So that's one thing. Yet the only permanent cure for coronaviruses is a vaccine that has to be developed. That's one thing. Second thing is, if your body is still young, robust, you will recover. And there have been most people who've, for example...
3.6% fatality rate so far.
3.5%. A few days ago, it was actually less than that. So ultimately, if you look at it objectively, right, so the recovery rate is quite high. But that's not dependent on hot weather, cold weather, damp weather, rainy weather. It's dependent on how your body copes, whether or not your body is able to produce those antibodies which are going to fight that virus. So that's the answer to the question.
Nurse?
I've been calling the coronavirus a very convenient virus because before the coronavirus, we've been talking about a lot of subjects that we want to be solved and policies that we want to be implemented in different countries, like in the United States, the rise of fascism, the rise of racism again. It was one of the subjects that was top one, and right now it's coronavirus. Brexit was one of the top one subjects in England.
You think it's a useful diversion?
I think it's very useful because if you have most of the population in panic, no one wants to hear about Brexit, or no one wants to hear about racism. Prince
Andrew
or anything.
Harvey
Not even
Weinstein.
Meghan Markle would bring the subject back, Yeah. And I think it's very convenient. And today we've been, you see, like the news, they always start the opening, it's always about the coronavirus. And there are subjects that we should be worried about more than this. Because if you think about healthcare professionals, we are walking virus every day. We leave the hospital and we carry a virus. When I'm ill, my sister is ill or my mother is ill. And it will pass. And as long as you are a healthy person, which we believe that most of the societies, 80% are all right. So this is not a virus that will all of a sudden turn out to be an Armageddon.
Well, but if everybody in Britain got it, at the current fatality rate, 2.6 million people would die. That's a lot of people if everyone got this virus.
I know, but there's nothing we can actually do about it right now.
I must say I was deeply unsettled by our experts' revelation that we take in 300 million viruses a day.
It's true, and that's
I almost thought of giving up.